So today, I don't know how I'm going to include the funny intro I did. Anyways, we've got a weird build today. It's a weird build. Here's how much Grim Dawn I've been playing. I had a dream about Grim Dawn, and I cannot, for the life of me, remember it. However, when I woke up today, this build was fully formed in my brain. And I'm going to go over it now, because it's been something I've been thinking about for a while. And when I woke up, it was like, that's how I'm going to do it. Because of the new level cap increase in build 26, I actually think the redemption set is possibly workable now. So this build is entirely based on Retaliation, believe it or not. And I'm gonna show off just how a Retaliation build could work in Grim Dawn. Now, I'm gonna point out that this build is very new. I took an old Witchblade I had lying around and rejiggered it to be this build. And I may do like a respec in the middle of this, because I really designed it around not lifting a finger to attack. So let's go over the gear to show why that is. Specifically, the Chains of Anguish. This gives you 48% total damage. I would imagine it caps at 50. And then some other things on there as well. But the Anguish ability, 5% chance on attack, you basically lose that bonus. You lose a ton of movement speed, you lose a ton of physical resistance, and elemental resistance. So, I've been thinking of building around this in some way. Maybe using Albrecht's Aether Ray because it doesn't proc things as much, or figuring out something similar to that. Or maybe going into the Soldier and picking up, is it that one? Yeah, like Decorated Soldier, maybe build up a ton of resistances, and then use that. But, I think with this build, it might actually work as the belt. I did a little testing on it, and we're going to be doing a big test today in the Steps of Torment. But I think it might be the belt to go with if you're doing like a very pacifisty build. So for his weapon, I'm using the Tainted Blade of Niraval, mostly because it's acid based, and if he does have to attack, he does have okay acid, like it's not great acid damage. I mean, it's okay acid damage. He really is built around being retaliatory. With the Vitriolic Gallstone, I don't have any really great augments yet. I'm mostly using this one that was in Grim Dawn's. That was in Devil's Crossing, because of the percent total retaliation damage. So that's, 30% more retaliation damage, which isn't, insignificant, especially when you've got, a ton of acid damage already. So anyways, obviously we're going to have all 5 pieces of the redemption set in here. So it's the shield, the shoulders, the gloves, the chest, and the helmet. For components in here, I went with a runestone in the helmet, mostly because of that elemental resistance. A serrated shell because of the retaliation damage in the shield. Spine carapace, again because of retaliation damage on the shoulders. Spine carapace on the gloves, same reason. And I went with a hallowed ground for the occultist. I'll get to the build in a second, but I may actually want to switch that to soldier. I just don't have a soldier hallowed ground right now. The leg armor is just Templar's leg armor. It had the percent chance of lightning retaliation, so I went with it. Ancient armor plate obviously goes there. The boots could really be anything. I have Adept's Greaves of Kings because 5% chance on hit, I proc Warcry. 100% chance when hit by a crit, I do a big Cold Burst. So, yeah, I kind of want to get a lot of, like, the blank on hit things going on. The Badge of Tenacity, Gives me Overguard when I'm hit by a crit, which is great. I threw an attuned lodestone in there because of the lightning retaliation, but also because of static charge, giving me a big lightning burst on hit, or on when I'm hit. I do want to get rings that have that stuff, because I only have like a Twilight Sigil and that Signet. That's basically like a throwaway ring right now for me. But I went with the Corpse Dust for the percent health and to build up my resistances that were a little weak. Specifically, it's Aether and Chaos I have no resistances to, and I kind of need a lot of resistances for this. And then the Sentinel Seal has Retribution, which is a physical shockwave on block. My Amulet is a Shard of Maynor, and again, that's probably something I'd want to replace later, but it fills the slot for now. And then Fortress is my relic because of the Lightning Retaliation, and Living Fortress is just another type of Overguard / Maynor's Bulwark. So, I went with Witchblade mostly because of Blood of Dreeg. When you pop Blood of Dreeg, you get a ton of acid retaliation. And when I pop it, if you look, we have 3,220 acid retaliation. This jumps up to 3,700. So it's actually not an insignificant amount of damage that Blood of Dreeg provides us. It also provides us with some Pierce Retaliation, if I can get over there quick enough. We have about 1,000-ish, 941, that gets cut in half by that. So this provides us with a lot of Pierce Retaliation. It also gives us a heal, which is helpful, percent acid damage, helpful, and then, you know, poison acid res, which is okay, I mean, whatever, but it also provides more acid damage and armor and stuff, which is pretty much the main reason I went to Witchblade. Now, you may notice I don't actually have a lot of skills going on because I had to go so deep into these two trees. The other Occultist ability I went with is Bloody Pox. Now, I put a lot of points in this because I am using it a lot. And the one thing about Bloody Pox is I don't quite know if it's going to be effective to take out things that Retaliation isn't as effective against. And I may have to switch to Dreeg's Evil Eye. Because Dreeg's Evil Eye does mesh with what exists in here. And if I do that, I will switch into either the Alchemist Belt, because a homebrewed potion, or oddly enough, the Skyreach Sash, which is a new item because of its flat lightning retaliation it has, and the Storm Surge proc it has. So, the only problem with these two is I don't actually know if I can get my health to drop that low, because as you can see, I have a ton of health. I did a 2-to-1 ratio of my attributes, just so everyone knows. Now, the reason I also have Bloody Pox is I would still keep this, like I'd maybe respec that point as well, but I would actually have this as a 1-pointer only because of this ability. Fervent Rage increases the enemy's damage, offensive ability, and the key thing here is their total speed, because I want them to be hitting me as fast and as much as possible, which is why I'm going with Bloody Pox here. Under Soldier, I dispersed a bunch of points throughout everything except for these two abilities, so it's pretty much I'm keeping it at about 3, though I may pull points out of things to focus on, say, Field Command to get some defensive ability up, or even Squad Tactics to get my total damage up, or even Maynor's Bulwark, so I can have that internal trauma damage ramped way up for the 15 seconds this is on. Or even just military conditioning for a ton of physique and health and get my health way up there. Or even Overguard to give myself a huge amount of protection. It's all up in the air right now as to what I'm going to be doing with really with these points. And I did this mostly to give these all a boost up because I'm not using any +1 to all soldier skill stuff. So anyways, one of the key things doing this though is filling up the soldier means you get a ton of health and physique. And that's really a big benefit here. I have a point in Counter-Strike because it's a countering ability, and I don't think it's gonna proc my belt. But we'll see when I get really into it. Maynor's Bulwark is for the damage absorption, health regen, and the retaliation. Scars of Battle, Decorated Soldier, Veterancy, military conditioning, and even Mainer's Will are all passives to keep my defenses up. Field Command and Squad Tactics and Overguard are also all there for defenses. So that's the build, and we're going to go into the field. I'm choosing Steps of Torment because it has a good mix of enemies, and I kind of want to show the low-level run-up to it, which I rarely do. But basically, this is what we want, is the enemies are just going to run at us, slam themselves into us. It doesn't matter what they do to us, they're just going to die. Now, I mentioned some enemies have, or I should say some enemies, Retaliation is not that effective against, and you can see it right here. This Harpy Accursed Oracle is not exactly taking a lot of damage from us, and that's because ranged tends to not take as much damage from Retaliation, if any. He might have just been, you know, taking hits from our various procs. So we're going to pop in here. Now this one, I am actually going to hit this with my pox, and as you can see, the enemies start attacking really fast and then just dying really fast. And then we collect their loot. So again, we're gonna... Wow, this is a very sizable group of enemies. I popped my Mainer's Bulwark in there, which probably is why everything went really quick. And we pick up all our loot. The build is absolutely one of the most hilarious things I've ever used. Because everything just runs up to you and dies. It's absolutely hilarious. Now, like I said, I haven't really done a lot of super high level testing in super high level areas, which is why we're going to the steps. Part of the reason for going here is because bleed damage does not affect undead, which is what part of my retaliation strategy and part of the bloody poxes. And yeah, we're having trouble because it's all archers here, and it's like, yeah, anything that walks up to us and swings a sword at us is basically gonna die. But things that shoot at us are our big weakness, and that's why I'm thinking maybe going to Dreeg's Evil Eye would be an advantage. Is that Muzalek? No, it's just the guy. I see a bright blue glow in the distance, and it's like, did I? No, I'm an idiot, sorry. It's not going to be Muzalek regardless, because this isn't my Arcanist. I just also love that, like, a lot of the enemies have big wind-ups. And it's like, you just watch them wind up and then swing at you and they're done. So part of this build, I actually wanted to go over and mention that part of what I have going on is I wanted to make this sort of a like a you help build it thing, because I'm kind of doing this to show people the way. But I'd love to see people actually build this thing up to some insane degree. So here okay, she's gone. Because, you know, this guy's attacking pretty fast, but I think actually attacking myself would be hurrying things along. But obviously I can't deal a lot of damage. I can't do a lot of damage on my own with just my attack. Yeah, that's the guy I saw. I'm like, oh, is that Muzluk? And then I'm sitting here thinking, I'm an idiot because I don't have Muzluk on this guy. Come on. Attack faster. Do it. Do it. Do it. He did it. Oh. Some of the easiest time I've ever had in this game. I'm not even joking. It's just like, oh, I gotta panic and run around and do all my abilities and stuff, and this is just like, let them hit me. Let them come. Speaking of pain, bring it. Bring the pain. Coffee. So while we're waiting for the enemies to kill themselves on me, my current coffee thing I've been doing for about maybe 6-7 months is I take a... Wow, he darted away from me. Boom, boom, boom. I take my Chemex, it's a pour-over coffee maker. I put a tablespoon of coconut oil in it. And then see, it's like I can't get these guys to die because they're ranged. Anyways, I put a tablespoon of coconut oil and then a tablespoon of unsalted butter, of all things. I know it sounds really unhealthy because it's butter. But in all honesty, I mean, natural butter is basically churned milk. And natural butter is basically churned milk, so those two together make it a very, very smooth and flavorful coffee. Very delicious. It's like, I just have to stand next to the archers and wait for them to proc, like, what, Counter-Strike? Otherwise, I just have to let them go. Because there's just no direct damage on the build right now. If I get down the Zarthazellan before the end of this, it's gonna be interesting, to say the least. I love it so much. I'm actually considering... I have like a poison acid... a poison acid occultist right now, and I was kind of debating what to do with him. And I think I just might take this set straight up and put it on him. And then have him do what he was doing before, just with this worked in as another thing he can have. Because he's sort of based around plaguing the enemies anyways. Oh, man. So it's like, yeah, that'd be pretty awesome. The only problem with doing, The problem with doing, now I'm thinking about Eye of Dreeg on this guy is he has no energy regen. He is so entirely built around being a physique guy. I love it. I'm just loving that my guy is just standing here. And everything is dying around him. It's amazing. It also goes to show how powerful, like, high physique can be. I'm going the shorter way to Zarthazellan. Because just having a lot of physique means you just don't take damage as much. Oh, this will be a test. No, it won't. This'll be a test. No, it won't. God damn it. Every time I'm like, oh, this guy's gonna be the rough one, it's like, dead. 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 I'm almost feeling confident about going to Zarthazellan right now. Because the only thing that's really, really hurting me are these damn, like, or I should say, really being obnoxious, are these damned ranged guys that can't be retaliated against, really. But, like, all these ranged guys, I just plague them and let them swing at me. It's awesome. Now, I could do the transmuter on Blood of Dreeg that makes it sort of a bomb, and then throw it at things, like, intermittently. See, because the problem is, this is bleeding. Undead don't bleed, obviously. I mean, there's some vitality damage in there, but now I'd have to sit here and wait for these guys to proc things, and it's like, that's not going to happen. Oh, too bad I can't get one of those haunted nobles that does the shadow strike. Now I could also maybe do Sigil of Consumption. Oh, that hurt. Now hopefully that door closes and these guys can't follow me. Good. Okay. Here we go. Ouch. God damn it. They're all so angry. Look at them. I angered them severely. The Zarthazellans, he swung at me a couple times, but it's like I don't actually know how much damage I can deal to him like this. Come on, swing at me. Do it. Do it, Zarthazellan, do it. Oh my god. I'm just standing here with like my hand resting on my face, just watching. It's like these sigils the warlocks are throwing down are the worst part. Oh my god, that's awesome. Now die. You know what, I'm just gonna start swinging at these two. Wait, there's an archer in here still? Well, everyone, how's that for a build? Oh, awesome. I got an amazing... That's one of the rings that's really amazing, isn't it? Awesome. Oh. Yeah, that's a 3-piece jewelry set that gives you +1 to all skills. So, that's a Retaliator, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. His main strength is he doesn't have to do jack squat, and he kills everything. Except range guys, which are his one weakness. But you can run away from them, because they can't really hurt you. So, I would say if you want to really just kill everything, maybe invest in... Like, don't use the belt I'm using, and maybe throw in Dreeg's Evil Eye. Possibly even with Focused Gaze, just to make it a bomb. Yeah, otherwise this guy did great. The Retaliator is awesome, and I'm maybe considering working it into another character. Because I do have a Plaguemancer floating around, and it would be kind of funny to have him use this with everything else. But, I mean, I'm just spitballing now on mic, and I shouldn't really do that. But, oh. Yoink. So, that covers that. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.